Hello, everybody. Test for Echo, released on September 10th, 1996 by Rush. Now, I didn't buy this album based on the recommendations of my friends at the time, but also Test for Echo and Driven were being played on WAPL quite frequently. And lots of negativity about Rush and this album at the time. But we went to the concert at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, and it was my very first rock concert, November 1st, 1996. Back then, I was in a big Pink Floyd, and then Yes was emerging for me at the time. And Keys to Ascension by Yes came out October 26, 1996. I was probably a year deep into my Yes stage at this point, but I digress. Even now, if you ask me to choose and pick between Yes albums and Rush, I'll generally pick a Yes album. And just go listen to my Keys to Ascension review. Even the DJs on WAPL were negative about Test for Echo at the time. But let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's dive deep. I'll take the glasses off. I was just joking around. 1996, by the way, also the year of the Kiss reunion. And in 1996, I had a job as a data entry, and I just listened. I'd go into work and Pink Floyd, Roger Waters, Yes, all day long on the headphones, and I was just punching in on the 9-digit number pad. Test for Echo. It's the 16th Rush album. It's Stage 4, Release 4. This is the final album of Stage 4. I call it Stage 4 because of different stages, but I'll have a broader explanation of why this is Stage 4 and doesn't include the other albums. Like, we'll save that for the Stage 4 review. Okay. Produced by Rush and Peter Collins. He is also of Power Windows, Hold Your Fire, and Counterparts. And so he's in the period of redeeming. Recorded in Bearsville, New York, which is near Woodstock, or in Woodstock proper. And mixed in Toronto, Canada, but not at Le Studio. Le Studio was not used for this album. What does this sound like? It sounds like somewhere in between Roll the Bones and Counterparts. Okay? And it's a better album than Roll the Bones, but it's not as good as Counterparts. I think you'd all agree. And there's guitars everywhere. Synths are very minimal. I'll point them out when I get there. And on even recent listens, I didn't hear it, but I caught a couple. I caught one 2 days ago, and I caught one today. Okay. Album cover, very cool. Inuksuk. That's what this stone structure is. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm not, you can correct me. Or Inuksuk or Inuksuk. And there's a blizzard. There's a lot of snow, and they were influenced during the writing and recording of this. There was a nor'easter of January 1996, a blizzard that came through. I think it's the coolest Rush cover yet. What's cooler than that? I mean, maybe 2112 is more iconic, but that's pretty cool. Cloudy skies. There is some blue, but I've talked about this. They always have skies in their pictures. Not always, but, a lot of them. And it's a lot. It's either cloudy or sunny or a mix of clouds. This one's pretty cloudy. So I think doom is on the way for Rush. And Inuksuk is a place where Arctic dwellers mark territory, whether it's for food or food cache, landmarks, or tragedy, like a death. It's for travel and other, ceremonials. And it fits the concept of the album, which is finding your way, or a broader sense, communication. But finding your way is how it was described by Hugh Sim. And I've got a quote here from Hugh Sim, and if I remember, I'll put the link for the quote in the description. He's talking about Neil Peart did a lot of traveling, and I knew he would venture up to the Northwest Territories of Canada and less traveled destinations like that. You see Inuksuks. Those stone sculptures, some of them looked very crude throughout the Arctic. They were erected as beacons in this treeless and featureless Great White North, where you could easily get lost without some kind of landmark. Okay, so this is broad. It fits the concept, and like I said, I'll post the link. The inside is cool. This is Atlantic Records, and it's got one of these really cool discs on it. And then you've got, of course, the satellites, which reinforces that finding my way communication thing. A little bit of blue skies here. And then, I don't know what this red thing is. I've been looking at that. What is that? Is that a Native American thing also? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's definitely a Hugh Sim, and the lyrics are in here, and there is a couple pictures of the band. Let's see if, let me show you that real quick. Oh yeah, there's that cool wolf picture too. I like this one. But there's just some cool stuff in here. Let's see if I can find the band pictures. Oh, maybe there isn't. Okay, never mind. I retract. I withdraw. No band pictures. All right, well, let's get right into it. First track. Oh, on the back, you've got it in black and white here, and you've got the satellites. Okay. The first track is Test for Echo, 5 minutes, 56 seconds. This is in the key of E minor. It's the title track. And from Genius, Test for Echo deals with the rising popularity of crime in popular media, primarily the syndication of crime-centric television programs, and the rising gangster rap style present, and then contemporary hip-hop. Okay, so you got to think back of what was in the 90s, but LA Law was like 80s and 90s, and then there's all these crime scene shows, and this is a couple of years after O.J. Simpson. So, I mean, it's like... and it fits, I mean, it fits the finding my way in the communication thing. So popular TV. Test for Echo, the song is a verse, 16 bars. It's a chorus of 8 bars plus 8 bars, and then the bridge is 8 bars. And then it's another 8 bars plus 8 bars is 24 bars. Some of it's music, some of it's singing. My favorite part is the video, vertigo, here we go, Test for Echo. I think that's the pre-chorus. And I like the whole okay. That's Test for Echo. It's a pre-chorus, chorus, and then the chorus, and then a verse, and then a pre-chorus only, and then a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, pre-chorus, chorus only, and then the bridge, the verse, the pre-chorus, chorus, and then that's the song. And like I said, WAPL was playing it a lot when it came out. Track 2 is Driven, 4 minutes and 27 seconds. It's in 4/4 time, and it's switching to 7/8 time and 3/4 time, and that can make it hard to count. So you can get lost in the counting if you try to do it, especially if you don't have the sheet music handy, but it's 200 beats per minute, which is pretty fast. It's moving right along, and it's in G major. And there's just the tiniest amount of keyboards in the chorus. It's not melody, it's just to augment the sound. It's very hard to hear, but it is there. And I first picked it up a couple days ago. The chorus is 28 bars in 3/4 time. Okay, and it's the okay. I wonder what kind of music Neil Pearson listens to when he drives around in his motorcycle. That's what I was thinking about. And I looked up his motorcycle. It's a 1994 BMW R1100 GS. Anywho, this isn't really a song about driving. It's got like a double meaning. So the lyrics go driven to the margin of error, driven to the edge of control, driven to the margin of terror. So when Geddy sings these lines, it's as much about going mad or crazy or insane as it is about driving a car. But it's, you know, he's doing the clever thing, which is a Beatles thing, really, having a double meaning. It's a verse, chorus, and then an instrumental from about 1.5 minutes to about 2 minutes. And then the verse, which is part of the chorus, and then the bridge, and then the chorus, and then that's the whole song. And that song got a lot of airplay on rock radio, including WAPL back in the day. Track 3 is Half the World, 3 minutes 43 seconds. It's in the key of C major, 115 beats per minute. It's a slower tempo song for Rush, and has a light, happy poppy feel to it, but I wouldn't describe it as a pop song, more like a sensitive 90s guy type song. Genius says the song describes a world divided, two halves of a world constantly at odds with each other. This is very likely a metaphor for the Western and Eastern powers of the time, just a few years after the Soviet Union and then the end of the Cold War. Both sides still didn't trust each other as much, if not at all. Okay, so it's a Cold War theme, the ending of the Cold War. Half the world hates. Half the world does every day. Half the world waits while half gets on with it anyway. It's a song with 10 verses, and each verse has 8 bars. After the 6th verse, there's like a bar change, like a 4-bar change up. But I wouldn't call it a bridge. It's like it's not even a transition. It's just something they threw in there. It's a song with 10 verses, okay? Is there a guitar solo? No, there's not even a guitar solo. That is Half the World. Track 4 is The Color of Right. 4 minutes and 48 seconds. This song has a big, heavy introduction and then turns into another lighter song like Half the World. The verse is 10 bars, the chorus is 8 bars, and the bridge is 16 bars. And then there's a guitar solo of about 8 bars and an instrumental break of 8 more bars. It's not too memorable, but it's sort of in line with the rest of the album. It's got this, just kind of moving you right along kind of feel to it. The meaning of the song is in the bridge, and I captured the lyrics here. A quality of justice, a quality of light, a particle of mercy makes the color of right. Gravity and distance change the passage of light. Gravity and distance change the color of right. Okay, so it's, I wouldn't call it political, but just along with that, how are you getting through life kind of thing. Verse, chorus, bridge, and then a chorus, bridge, and that's the song. And Getty's singing in his nice, pleasant voice, This it's not too theatrical of an album, they're just kind of cruising right along on this. Track 5 is Time in Motion, 5 minutes 1 seconds. This is the first song that reminds me of another Rush album, which is called Snakes and Arrows, which is going to come in 2007-ish, 2000, somewhere in there, 6, 7, 8, somewhere. It's in 3/4 time, and Time in Motion is in the key of C major, which is easy to write to. It's a 42-second intro. It makes it one of the longer intros for this album, and the verse is 16 bars and an 8-bar chorus. And after the 3rd chorus, the song switches time signatures to something unrecognizable to me, and then goes into a mini guitar solo in 3/4 time. And it's a short one. So the bridge is a huge change up in the time signature switches that I can't count, but has a big, heavy metal riff in it. And the song ends with a verse and a chorus, Time in Motion. The lyrics are fairly ambiguous enough to where the song fits the Finding Your Way wind theme, but also it could be interpreted to be about love and relationships and things like that. It's a verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. Okay. That's Time in Motion. Track 6 is Totem. 4 minutes, 58 seconds. By the way, I keep looking on here for the times, but they're not on here. It's a good thing I wrote them on my sheet. Totem. Totem is my favorite song on the album. Okay. It's another lighter poppy feel. Back to 4/4 time with Alex strumming light and fast, and it's in the key of G minor. Probably why I like the song. G minor is a good easy key to write in and popular and easy to sing to. It's a verse, 16 bars. It's a pre-chorus of 4 bars, a chorus of 8 bars, and then plus 4 bars of no singing. And then there's a guitar solo by Alex of 12 bars and a bridge of 16 bars. The chorus, he's oh, 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 angels and demons dancing in my head, lunatics and monsters underneath my bed, media messiahs preying on my fears, pop culture prophets playing in my ears. That's by Neil Peart. It's just a cool song. It's my favorite on the album. It's a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then a verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, and then a pre-chorus, chorus, outro. That's the song. And Fits the album. Okay. Dog Ears, track 7, 4 minutes 55 seconds. Okay, Dog Ears, it's the season of the itch. Dog ears for every sad son of a bitch. Verse 1, in a dog's life, a year is really more like 7, and all too soon a canine will be chasing cars in doggy heaven. Okay, what Neil is saying is our lives are on parallel with a dog's life. We've lost our senses for the higher level static of talk. He's just like making the analogy of our own lives through that of a dog's, and that's what it is. It's just one big long running analogy. The chorus is kind of annoying because it's just dog years. You know, I can see why people don't like it. I'm not a huge fan. Um, the verse is 8 bars, but they play them back to back, so it's like one 16-bar verse or two 8-bar verses, and the chorus is 8 bars. It's a verse, verse, chorus, verse, verse, chorus, bridge, and then the verse, verse, chorus. The verse is the better part of the song. The chorus is kind of, like I said, it's kind of annoying. Is it a skip? You could call it a skip. I don't skip it, but you could call it I could see why you'd want to skip it. 8 is Virtuality, 5 minutes 44 seconds. This is my second favorite song on the album. It's got a big Alex opening lead and then the typical Test for Echo chorus. Genius says Neil Peart wrote this song about the internet experience, specifically cyber relationships, chatting, and the ability of people to communicate with each other from all around the world. It relates the whole delusive nature of interaction with the unknown users in an uncertain environment. Okay, so that's the whole, it's the finding my way and then the communication. Those are the themes of the album. Net boy. Oh, that's me. I'm the net boy. Net boy. Net girl. Send your signal around the world. Okay, it's a verse of 16 bars and a chorus of 16 bars. And the bridge is 8 bars and then a little jam after that. And it's not really a solo, but just a quick jam before going back to the lead riff. Verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, outro is the song. Virtuality is good. Good, not powerful, but good, good precise song, okay? Number 9 is Resist, 4 minutes 23 seconds. Another song in 3/4 time. This is the third one, which is a lot for Rush, really. Especially when you think about the Stage 3 albums, they're all in pretty much 4/4 time with very minimal time signature changes, except for Grace Under Pressure has some of that. Stage 3 is very 4/4, but then you're starting to get more 3/4 stuff in here. Everything is in 8 bars on this song, verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. This is another I versus You song, which to me is in the spirit of David Gilmour or Polly Sampson. Or even, I guess you could say Taylor Swift is like it's all I, you, Okay, so here's an example. The chorus, Neil writes, I can learn to compromise, but my desires, I can learn to get along with all the things I can't explain. And then the bridge, you can surrender without a prayer, but never really pray. Pray without surrender. You can fight without ever winning, but never ever win without a fight. Okay, I didn't know if this is a song about a couple or partners or teammates or opponents or what, or just relationships in general. This is before Neil Peart's disastrous year, so I wonder what's going on in his life at this point when he's writing these lyrics. I'd like to know more. I just don't know. I like the song though. It's a pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, outro. That's the tune. And it's got that waltzy do 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 do. It's got that thing going on. Track 10 is Limbo. It's an instrumental, 5 minutes 29 seconds. It's in the key of E minor. You got the Where's My Thing or Leave My Thing Alone. It's in that spirit, but then what's different about Limbo is it has another like a Snakes and Arrows quality to it. Now this is like a flash forward or fast forward to the future, but they don't make it there until 2007 because Vapor Trails is after this in the middle. It's like very different. Vapor Trails is very different from Test for Echo or Snakes and Arrows. This is more like Snakes and Arrows or like what's to come, but it's its own thing. It's not exactly like that. Okay. And then in the song, so it's an instrumental, but there's a line that says "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist." I don't know where that is, but Limbo is the 10th song on Rush's 16th studio album Test for Echo. It's an instrumental track featuring samples from the legendary Bobby Boris Pickett track Monster Mash. I don't know where that is. I can't hear that in the song, but you probably know. I don't. I know the song, the Monster Mash. I just don't know. I can't hear it. The final track is track 11, Carve Away the Stone, 4 minutes and 6 seconds. This song switches from 4/4 time to also 2/4 and 5/4 time, which makes it very untraditional approach to just a Rush track or any song in general. But it is to make it to count out the verse and the chorus is for me almost impossible. Especially if I don't have the sheet music, I'm not gonna pay for it. I guess I could, but back to D minor. The key has two sharps, but the D chord is in a minor chord. And I like Rush songs in minor chords, especially D minor, because they don't do that very frequently, and you can really tell the difference. Verse 1, you can roll that stone to the top of the hill, drag your ball and chain behind you. You can carry that weight with an iron will, or let the pain remain behind you. And then the chorus, chip away the stone, chip away the stone. Make the burden lighter if you must roll that rock alone. Okay, those are all references to the Greek story about Sisyphus rolling the rock up the hill. It's condemnation. So those are Neil Peart's lyrics I was reading, and that's what he's writing about. And it fits the whole Wind theme of finding your way, but in this case, you'll never find your way unless you chip away the stone. And that's sort of like the main point of the song. It's a verse, chorus, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, chorus, outro. And that's a wrap. That's Test for Echo. The songs, here's the summary. I dig the songs Totem, Virtuality, Test for Echo, Driven, Carve Away the Stone. The rest of the songs are solid. And Dog Years is just, it could be a skip. It's not one of their better tunes. This album captures the essence of Stage 4 Rush. It's right in the middle of Roll the Bones and Counterparts in terms of what it delivers sonically and thematically. Roll the Bones is about risk and chance, and Counterparts is about opposites. This is fits comfortably in the middle, and it's about finding your way. And even though it's after Counterparts, it's like chronologically it comes after Counterparts. It feels like it's in the middle of those two albums. Okay, like it's a compromise. It's an unpopular album amongst Rush fans. I'll say it. Although it's been revisited and reassessed over the years, and now that Rush is retired, for me it passes the Coach Plowguy test. I know internet user 8-Foot Guy. He's the Rush master. He likes it. He's told me. I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys say in the comments, but progarchives.com gives it a 2.87. Some other music channels on YouTube take time to pan it. I think it should be higher than a 2.87. To me, it's a three score is like, it's a good listen, right? It's better than a good listen. It's not like necessary. So it should be somewhere between a 3 and a 4, okay? It's better than you think. Let's put it that way. Coming up next on the channel, I'll do the Stage 4 rankings. I'm going to do a Pink Floyd Ummagumma live video. And I might even do a comparison about Live in Pompeii. And I'm thinking about some other stuff. So I gotta take a break from Rush. It's getting to me, all right? Coach Plow Guy out.